Hello and hello. Thank you for joining me. How you guys doing? So, the Cologne Cathedral. Ever heard of it? It's one of the most monumental structures in the world, and kind of a bucket list item. Well, for me it is, to see it in person. People are fascinated by it. It's one of the most beautiful structures in the world. It goes viral on TikTok seemingly like every couple months. It's an incredible thing, and I want to try to understand more so its engineering and how it was built and stuff. And I found this video by Mega Builds that I think is going to do just that. So Cologne Cathedral's epic build, 632 years. Let's do it.
Ever wondered why the majestic Cologne Cathedral took over 6 centuries to complete? You're about to discover the incredible...
Honestly, you look at it and it kind of makes sense. It's like, yeah, it would take about 600 years.
...construction story behind one of the world's most awe-inspiring Gothic masterpieces.
Jeez.
From its groundbreaking in 1248 through war and restoration, to a supposed pact with the devil and its abrupt halt that lasted 400 years. What drove generations of builders to persist in this monumental task? Discover the architectural marvels, like the soaring spires and the Shrine of the Three Kings, and the legends that have intrigued generations. Why did builders spend centuries completing the Cologne Cathedral? It's time to find out. Our journey started long before the iconic Gothic structure of the Cologne...
Probably because they were whipped.
Cathedral began to take shape. Cologne as a location...
What I would really like to know, I don't even know if anybody can answer this question, like I don't know if this video will answer, is like, how do they even plan out the engineering for a structure like this that's so wildly intricate?
As a rich...
And it's, you know, back in the days where I don't think they had 3D modeling, you know, they didn't have CAD.
History stretching back to Roman times. Initially founded as a Roman colony in the 1st century AD, Cologne, or Colonia Claudia Ara Agrippinensium, was a
I'm not saying all that.
significant urban center in Roman Germania. Now, fast forward to the year 795 AD. Imagine Cologne under the rule of a king named Charlemagne, who was so important he'd later be crowned an emperor. Charlemagne decided that Cologne needed a new church, so he had a big, beautiful Romanesque cathedral built right on top of an old baptistry. This wasn't as huge as the cathedral we know today, but it was still pretty impressive, stretching nearly as long as a soccer field. This marked a big step up in the city's religious status and set the stage for even bigger things to come. And here's where things get...
Now, this is like the one thing that I miss about these days, you know, historically being ruled by like an emperor or king or some shit, and you know everybody's subjugated to do, you know, whatever the wishes of the king are. You know, it's like that's the only system, it seems, that produces projects that are like this fantastic in terms of artistry and scale and stuff. I mean, there's still very impressive mega projects that are built today, right? But they're not as intricate. Well, the engineering is more intricate, but the design is not as intricate.
Really interesting. After Charlemagne's era, a truly special treasure found its way to Cologne, putting the city on the medieval map. We're talking about the relics of the 3 wise men, the very same guys from the Christmas story who followed the star to visit baby Jesus. This treasure not only boosted Cologne's spiritual significance, but also its popularity, as pilgrims from all around started flocking to see the relics. But there was a problem. The old Cologne Cathedral just couldn't handle the overwhelming number of visitors anymore. So the leaders decided it was time for something bigger and better.
Oh man, it's breathtaking.
On August 15, 1248,
can't imagine in person.
Archbishop Conrad von Hochstaden took the lead and laid the foundation stone for what would become the iconic Gothic cathedral we see today. Now, building this cathedral wasn't a quick job, not by a long shot. It took a whopping 632 years to complete. They divided the construction
Unreal.
into stages, with master mason Gerhard kicking things off. Inspired by French Gothic architecture, Gerhard started with the essentials. The nave, choir, aisles, and the southwest tower were all part of the first phase. By 1265, they'd finished enough of the choir and aisles to start holding services. But it took until around
I'm looking up how many people died building the Cologne Cathedral. How many people died? Man, I'm bad at spelling. Why is Cologne always? It's so simple. No reliable death count. Gerd of Ryle reportedly fell from the scaffolding and died in 1271. Rest in peace to Gerd of Ryle, the cathedral's first master builder. Oh, wow.
1300 for most of the choir to be completed.
The first master builder of this thing died falling from the scaffolding.
After years of
Wow.
hard work, and yes, probably a few tears, they finally consecrated the cathedral on September 27, 1322. Now, building the cathedral was already a massive challenge that took centuries. But what if I told you the construction of the Cologne Cathedral involves a deal with the devil himself? Legend has it, as the challenges of building the cathedral grew, so did the desperation of its architects. The most chilling of these stories centers around Gerhard of Ryle, the first master mason tasked with this monumental project. One evening, beside the misty banks of the Rhine, Gerhard encountered a stranger with a sinister air about him. This was no ordinary man, but the devil, offering a deal fraught with peril. The devil presented Gerhard with a plan that promised to make the Cologne Cathedral the envy of Christendom. The catch? Gerhard had to deliver the cathedral within
He had to jump from the scaffolding.
3 years or forfeit the souls of his entire family. Desperate to meet this impossible deadline, Gerhard agreed. As the deadline got closer, Gerhard's wife figured out about the scary deal. She came up with a smart trick. She got the roosters to crow earlier than usual, making the devil think he had lost because he thought it was already dawn. Fooled and furious, the devil wrecked what he could and put a curse on the cathedral, saying that if it ever got finished, it would bring disaster. Once you hear about all the challenges the builders faced, this story almost makes sense. While the devilish legends add a layer of mystery, it was more earthly troubles that brought the cathedral's construction to a sudden halt. In 1473, just as the south tower was nearing completion and the cathedral stood proudly against the skyline, everything stopped. At the time, the cathedral, nearly 90% complete, ground to a halt due to a lack of funds and a waning interest in Gothic architecture. While some sporadic work continued on the nave between the west front and the eastern arm, progress was slow. By the 16th century, even this intermittent effort was brought to a
Just the amount of stained glass in there and all the artwork associated with it. It's like mind-blowing to me. I mean, even just that, you know what I mean? The whole thing is a work of art, but contains thousands of stained glass windows that are works of art.
brought to a pause, leaving
I actually didn't even know. Like, I can't tell from the outside that there's that much stained glass inside there. I'm looking up. I don't know, how reputable this video is that I'm watching. You know what I mean? I don't know these things. So I'm looking it up myself. Just pictures of the stained glass. Wow. It's incredible. My God. Oh my gosh. How could something like this be built? It's remarkable. Jesus, it's remarkable.
the cathedral's fate hanging in the balance. For centuries, this grand structure sat unfinished, its fate uncertain. It even served as a stable and hay barn during the tumultuous days of the French Revolution in the 1790s. the Cologne Cathedral, with all its grandeur and ambition, waited patiently for the day it could finally be completed. Eventually, in 1823,
Not even that long ago. 200 years ago.
a hero emerged in the form of Sulpice Boissari, a champion of the Gothic revival movement. Inspired by his vision, restoration work kicks off with a new cornerstone laid by King Frederick William IV of Prussia in 1842.
Okay.
Under the guidance of architects Richard Voitel and Ernst Friedrich Werner, the cathedral rose from its slumber, following the original 14th century plans, but with a modern twist. By 1880, the Cologne Cathedral was finally finished after hundreds of years of hard work. It stood tall and proud, exactly as the medieval builders.
I want to know why the stones are so dark on it. How is the... Is it called the facade? Is that like... That's what I called it. How is the facade so dark? It's dark because the stone has developed a black patina over centuries. So it was not actually originally that dark. It really suits it and the Gothic nature of it. That's interesting. That would be crazy to see it like light colored.
Of hard work. It stood tall and proud, exactly as the medieval builders had dreamed.
Oh my god, dude.
But the cathedral's story...
So do they still hold I have lots of questions. Do they still hold masses in the Cologne Cathedral? Several masses every day. That is so badass.
Story didn't end there.
Even if you're like not religious, you'd almost have to go to mass there for fun once in a while, you know? Like, yeah, it's Sunday, guys. You want to go to church? You want to go? No. Yeah, we're not religious, but it's the freaking Cologne Cathedral, okay? Imagine the hymns. It would, I mean, it would sound like angels in there.
Forward to World War II. When American soldiers got to Cologne in March 1945, they found a city almost totally destroyed by bombs.
In fact, I mean, I'm writing this down, you know, like this whole construction story is interesting, but I'm writing down, like, I want, first of all, a tour of the inside and a mass. It's what I want to see. I want to see him singing in there.
But guess what? The cathedral was still standing strong. It was like something out of a movie with...
Wait, what?
Almost total soldiers got to Cologne in March 1945. They found a city almost totally destroyed by bombs.
Whoa.
But guess what? The cathedral was still standing strong. It was like something out of a movie.
Thank God.
With tanks rolling through the streets and the old cathedral in the background,
Oh my gosh.
still intact despite being hit by 14 bombs. Right after the war in Europe, a special group called the Monuments Men sprang into action to safeguard precious cultural treasures. Among their tasks was to gather materials for urgent repairs to...
Now I gotta look. I'm writing this down too. That sounds fascinating. The Monument Men. It's pretty cool.
Cologne Cathedral and other vital monuments. Archbishop Hannon, who doubled as a chaplain and a daring member of the Monuments Men, earned deep respect for his efforts. He remained a cherished figure at Cologne Cathedral for the rest of his days. Thanks to these guys, the cathedral is still here for us to see and visit. Today, the cathedral stands tall as an architectural and historical marvel. Architecturally,
I guess that's like a representation of the original stone color. Which is insane.
the cathedral showcases the graceful, rayonnant Gothic style, with hints of the ornate, flamboyant Gothic design thrown in. Stretching 144.5 meters in length and 84 meters, the cathedral boasts an impressive 10,000 square meters of stained glass art. That's nearly 3 times more than Chartres Cathedral.
Oh my God. I just can't even fathom this.
Among the cathedral's most talked
I really
about
can't. I just can't. It makes me almost sick thinking about the amount of work that goes into this.
stained glass artworks is the massive window designed by the modern German artist Gerhard
And then think about a bomb hitting that. Oh my God. And destroying all that stained glass.
Richter.
How
Spanning
sick.
an impressive 113 square meters, it's a sight to behold. Richter took a unique approach when making it, which caused a controversy. He used 11,500 identically sized pieces of colored glass, arranged randomly by a computer. This avant-garde design didn't sit well with everyone,
Yeah, it's a little questionable.
especially Cardinal Joachim Meisner, the Archbishop of the cathedral.
It's like the most lazy-ass way to do it. I'm not gonna lie. I can't even lie, man. That's like the most lazy way you could possibly do
He
it.
felt that such a significant space deserved a more traditional, figurative depiction, perhaps
Really?
honouring 20th century
Something a little more intentional.
Catholic martyrs. In any case, the Renaissance Gothic art swiftly gained popularity beyond France, finding a home in bustling commercial hubs. Cologne, much like Strasbourg, emerged as a critical centre for Renaissance Gothic, blending influences from afar. This fusion is so seamless that, unlike many German structures of its time, Cologne Cathedral shows little trace of traditional Germanic styles. Shaped like a Latin cross, the cathedral features 2 aisles on each side, a nod to Paris or Bourges cathedrals. These support soaring Gothic vaults, nearly rivaling the height of the Beauvais Cathedral, which famously collapsed in 1284. While echoing the design of the Amiens Cathedral, Cologne Cathedral adds its unique flair, making it a masterpiece of Gothic architecture. Among its most amazing architectural designs are its 2 huge spires, roughly 157 meters or 515 feet tall. These are the second tallest after Ulm Minster, giving it a massive appearance compared to many other cathedrals. The building was briefly considered the tallest building in the world before being surpassed by the Washington Monument. At the heart of Cologne Cathedral lies its crowning jewel, the Shrine of the Three Kings, crafted in 1191.
The inside is even more magnificent.
This magnificent piece, resembling a grand basilican church, stands behind the altar and commands attention. It was the brainchild of Philip von Heinsberg, Archbishop of Cologne, and brought to
Is
life
there someone dead in there?
by the skilled hands of Nicholas of Verdun. This shrine isn't just a work of art, it's a showcase of true medieval
I
craftsmanship
thought I was gonna say it's a coffin.
and Romanesque sculpture, rightly considered one of the largest reliquaries in the Western world. Today, visitors and pilgrims from all over the world look upon the majestic spires and intricate stained glass of the Cologne Cathedral, amazed not just by the sheer human determination that went into making it, but also by the resilience of the cathedral itself. From the daring pact struck with the devil to the valiant efforts of the monument's men to preserve its sacred art, this cathedral has weathered the storms of history with grace.
Truly freaking magnificent, dude. Remarkable. That is a bucket list item right there. I will see that in person. And I will film it. And it will be embarrassing. You know, I'll just be drooling. That'll be the video. Just me. Okay. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys tomorrow.